Come on, Sam.
Good Sam. Pull!
Nice.
Down.
Good.
Down.
Alright, what's up, y'all? I want to get into my third ever strongman competition. It's the third one that I did. I did the Crown the King over in Springfield, was the first one in March of 2021. The second one, got the video up on it now. It was a strongman on Beale Street. I did it in May of 2021. And then 1 month later, I did my third one in Little Rock, Arkansas. It was called Arkansas Strongest. I went down there in hopes of getting the Arkansas Strongest title. So want to get into that contest, how it went, you know, what I did leading up to it, and just the overall results of it. So to begin with, there was 9 guys competing in my weight class, in the middleweight weight class. We had to do a circus dumbbell for reps, 120 pounds. Circus dumbbell is my event. I love it. I don't care if it's for reps or max. I'd prefer it be max, honestly, but I feel like that's always my event. If I see that in a contest, it makes me want to do the contest. But anyways, that was the first event, 120 pounds. I did 15 reps in 60 seconds. I got first place on that event. Getting into our second event, we had a sandbag throw over a 12-foot bar. It was 40 pounds. I ended up buying me a sandbag, a throw sandbag. You can get them online. And practicing this, I put some PVC pipe into my yoke to get a 12-foot bar up in the sky to throw over. But it was 60 seconds, as many times as you could get it over the 12-foot bar, back and forth, and got second place on that event. I think I did 12 or 13 reps, and the guy who beat me did one more than I did. Third event, we had a yoke walk into a Keg Carry Medley. We had a yoke run, I think 60 feet down with 600 pounds. Run back, grab a 250 pound keg, and then run it back to the yoke. And then you had to put the yoke over, or you had to put the keg over the yoke bar as many times as possible. So we had like 75 seconds to complete this medley. So you run the yoke down, then you run back and grab the keg, and then you're carrying the keg down, and then you throw the keg over the yoke bar, and there's a guy who feeds it back to you, and then you throw the keg over the yoke bar, and then you throw the keg over the yoke bar, and you just keep repeating this process until your 75 seconds are gone, or until you can't complete another rep. I did 11 reps over the keg, or over the yoke in the time, and got first place on that event. So First event, like I said, circus dumbbell, first place. Sandbag throw, second place. Yoke to keg medley, first place. Truck deadlift, this is where I dropped way too many points. And I'll tell you why. About, like I said, there was a month between Strongman on Bill Street and Arkansas's Strongest, this contest I'm talking about. And the week after I came back, after Strongman on Bill Street, I'm deadlifting and sharp pain starts running down my thigh. I train through it. It hurts. Whatever. So the pain's still there the next day and the next week. But I continue to deadlift, and sometimes I could deadlift 4, 5, 6 reps and not feel it. But then it just all of a sudden would hit like a jolt of lightning down your outer thigh. And then I couldn't deadlift another rep physically. And when that would happen mentally, I would step back because I know what had happened. I would step back from the bar, and then I would get mad and step back up to the bar, and I would literally fight through that pain and do another rep. This continued basically from week 1, week 2, week 3, and then the contest was either week 4 or week 5. But I trained through that injury, however you want to call it. I never got it checked out. Got a little worried about it, but honestly, I was just like, you know what? I'm doing this contest. I'll fight through it. The events are in my favor. I'm still going to go down here and win this contest. And I truly believe that. There wasn't a doubt in my mind. Leg hurt or not hurt. Like I said, I could deadlift. I ended up actually throughout those few weeks there, instead of squatting so low to deadlift, I'd kind of bend over more and use my back in order to alleviate the weight that I was transferring into my legs. And that seemed to help. I'd play with that. But anyway, we had the truck deadlift as the 4th event. And the pull height was very high. By the time you pulled the slack out of the rig we were pulling on, which didn't account to my favor. My weakest part of my deadlift is at the top. If I can get some momentum coming out of the bottom, then I'm usually pretty good. But when the weight hits all at the top, kind of like pulling from 18 inches, it's weak for me. It's my weakest side. I mean, it just is. But anyways, I did 9 reps on a truck deadlift. Don't sound too bad, but the other 9 competitors were hitting 14, 18, 22. They were all basically staying above 9 reps. Like I said, there's 9 competitors. I got 7th on the truck deadlift. And that just, like I said, this is my 3rd contest. I had never placed even that low. And I shouldn't even say that I had a little injury in my left thigh leading up to this contest. Because when I was pulling this truck deadlift, I never felt that. You know, subconsciously in my mind, I was thinking about it. I was like, when's this jolt gonna hit me? And then I've got to reevaluate, get mad, and then get back in and keep pulling. The fact of the matter is the pull height ended up being just high enough. It was at my weakest point, and it wouldn't have mattered if you would have gave me 30, 40 more seconds after I pulled my 9th rep. I couldn't do one more. And then the guy who actually ended up beating me at this contest, he pulled 14 or 15 reps on this, and I pulled 9. So I would have had to pull 4 or 5 more reps in order to come out on top in this whole contest, and that wasn't happening. I got beat on this one, no doubt. They had a mystery event down there for the last event that we didn't know what it was, but we showed up and they told us it's a sandbag to shoulder, and then we got to run down, grab a sled, and pull it backwards, I think 60 feet. Sandbag to shoulder was 250 pounds, one arm extended out to the side. You get the down command, you run, you grab the handle on the sled. I think it was 400, it was 400-ish pounds. It was 400 to 450, I think. We pulled it backwards, and I got second on that event. So the first event I got first, second event I got second, third event I got first, the last event I got second. I mean, that truck deadlift got 7th. You can't do that. I've said in previous videos, you have to be consistent. You can't do first place, second place, 8th place, 5th place, 10th place. You are way better off being third place, third place, third place, third place than being a first, second, 8th, 10th, first. You have to be consistent across the board to win these contests. The whole point of the contest, they give you 5 events to run through. They're trying to expose a weakness. They want to know who the strongest guy is all around. Not who the best circus dumbbell presser is, just by itself, but who the best overhead presser, deadlifter, who can run with weight, is mobile, athletic. You know, all those combined is what makes the winner of the contest. So anyways, Arkansas' strongest, got second place. Me and the guy who beat me, we pretty much ran away with the contest. I think we was probably 10 points ahead of third place, and then the other 6 competitors were pretty way down there. But funny thing is, the guy who beat me at Arkansas' strongest, I competed against him at Strongman on Beale Street. So I won Strongman on Beale Street, and he placed 5th at that contest. 1 month later, we go to Arkansas' strongest. He beats me, and then I place second behind him. Every contest in Strongman is different. You're not going to have a guy who comes in and dominates every contest in this sport. You might have a guy who comes in and wins and gets second and places third and stays in the top 5 because he's consistent and because he's good and he's always going to be thereabouts. But he's not going to dominate every contest. Like I said, there's always an overhead event, but it's a different overhead event. It's circus dumbbell, it's axle, it's log. You know, there's always a deadlift, but there's side handles, there's front regular deadlifts, there's high pulls, low pulls. They throw in these sandbag throw events. That's not always strength. A lot of that's skill. And throwing a bag over a bar and it landing correctly so that you can grab it and not be having to run wild to go get your bag and wasting time. Just that's pretty cool about the sport there, because you have to try to be the best that you can be across 5 events, and a guy that you beat 4 weeks ago, At the next contest, he's a bigger threat, depending on the events. You know, the events may suit him better than they suit you. So that's Arkansas strongest, second place. It was everything was going my way at this contest. I can't complain. I just dropped points on the deadlift. You know, if I could have done 5 more reps on a deadlift, we're talking first place victory here. But that didn't happen. So anyways, I came back after this contest. I'll get into more of it later. But started trying to heal up that leg, get the mental block out of my head, and I did another contest after this, and we'll get into it on down the road. But that's all I got. It's like I said, my 3rd contest in the books here. I did this in June of 2021. Second place at Arkansas strongest. Catch you later.